Let's have a conversation.
Thank you for having me on. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, and I'm sure I'll see you at one of these events again
All
soon.
time, we got Mark with the Mindful Reality podcast, who I've been a guest on, and it was a blast.
Thank you for having me, honestly, and I cannot wait to do it again. We're gonna do this again in the future. I just know it.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Big Boring. Yeah, I promised y'all after I got on this morning that I was going to hop back on today, but I was just so bored with the feeds. I maybe watched an hour's worth of feeds this whole day because that's all I could stomach watching. I couldn't even take watching the feeds. At one point, I was watching this conversation with Jag, Matt, and Bowie in the HOH room, and then they switched all 4 cameras to Sari and Felicia sleeping. I was like, the one conversation that's even happening in the house. There's only 5 of them here. 3 of them are talking, and you're putting it on the 2 mamas who are asleep. You are just disrespecting my Paramount Plus $9.99 at this point, because yes, I pay for the $9.99 commercial-free version. I want a refund for this month. I'm calling my credit card company. Anyways, what's up, Ma? How was your day? Good to hear. Hi, Lisa. It's homecoming week, so I party too hardy. Hi, Tasha. Hello, D. No joke, I was about to go to the bathroom right before Mark started streaming because I thought I had another 6 minutes. You did have another 6 minutes. Hi, Lisa. The good old days. I know, right? Oh, man. Mom makes me feel old. I graduated college in 2010. 13 years ago. Oh, I had such fun. Mark has a credit card. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, and set your notification bell. It's Friday night. We'll make something out of it. So, as you guys might have guessed, after we found out that Matt was the HOH, we had a shocking twist. We had a surprise nomination selection, which was the mamas going on the block. I know that y'all are so shocked that Matt put Felicia and Sari on the block, as am I. I'm so confused. I never thought that he would do that, but that's what he did. So now the mamas are on the block. Matt said that he feels bad about it. Jag came up with a master plan. Jag's master plan was to tell both Sari and Felicia that it's all the house against Bowie. Jag is just insulting people's intelligence at this point. And even if you don't think they're intelligent, they've been on this earth 2 to 3 times longer than you have. So just their experience on this earth. Jack's like, oh yeah, what we're gonna tell both of them is that we're gonna win for them, and then take one of them off the block to get our real target, Bowie, because she's a bigger comp threat, and then we will have our final four of us two and the mamas. And I'm like, Jag is gonna do this to the very end. At this point, there's not even a benefit to saying that. There's not even a benefit to him coming up with a scheme. Jag has to come up with a scheme for everything. Jag has to come up with an alibi for why he went to the bathroom. Okay, so let's cook something up right here. His favorite word. Bro, we cooked. And then I had to sit there. It wasn't long, but it felt like I watched them for 2 hours where Jag and Matt were patting themselves on the back. Bro, we cooked this season. We cooked. We're cooking everybody. Bro, we cooked. Bro, we cooking. We cooking, bro. We cooking. They're not even cooking for real. They're not cooking anything for real in the house, but they're cooking hypothetically and theoretically. I graduated preschool in 2010. What are you guys doing up so late? It's Friday, Sapphire. We're having a party. It's homecoming for honestly, it's because it's Friday for me. I'm up late anyways, but on a Friday when I don't have to wake up, I graduated college for the first time 40 years ago. Matt is a liar. Bro, D, you're older than my dad, and he was born in 1968. Jag is insulting me by making me bored. Hey, Georgian. Hope everyone's having a great evening. Great master plan. Let's target the grandmas and leave the biggest comp beast in the game. Oh my God, a new person. Georgian is not new. Hi, Georgian Arthur. Jag was like, America loves us. They were having a conversation about their arc. Oh, we had this is season 25, and we had such a crazy arc. You know, I was voted out of the house, and then my boy brought me back in, and then this crazy Minuteman timeline, and then we start going down a little bit again, and we're targeted, and then we start going back up, and then this whole thing when Cam comes back into the house, we get Cam out of there. I'm like, it is not as exciting as you are making it sound. That's not playing to win. For sure. I need to get Jared's for sure in here, honestly. I wonder if anybody got that. Nah, I don't have it here. I don't have it here. Okay. America doesn't love Jag, the person nor the country. What's up, D? He's gonna win anyways, Joan. I can't believe Jag is so delusional. I mean, I can, but I'm still so shocked that this house has played the way they have all season. Unanimous. That if you ask me to describe the season in one word, I've said it before and I'll say it again. That's the word. Unanimous. BB25 was the season of the illusions. Yep. Listening to the Mafia is exhausting. I cannot play anything that's not mine, with the exception of my Mimi clips, because only one time did I ever get a copyright ding for that, and that was when Ma had to bring that up and be like, Mark is asking for a copyright. And I'm like, did they hear her? Because all of a sudden I get a copyright notice on that specific live only. Season is making us unanimously angry. Yes, Sapphire. And hey to the 25 people who jumped on here. Even though I didn't title it water cooler. Y'all should know by the title anyways that this is a water cooler, meaning nothing meaningful happened today. The mamas said F Bowie Jane by the pool table. Mama Fee went on a little rant about Bowie Jane, but what else is new? Sari looked like she wanted to stab everybody. Jag is so excited about his boringness. I don't know how else to describe it, but he's so boring and he's so excited about the nothingness that he's doing. I just don't understand. I give Jag credit, not because I'm enjoying watching him loop everything over and over, but pretty much if he wasn't doing that, everybody would be asleep. The whole house would be asleep. His stories are exciting enough to keep Matt and Bowie awake. That's pretty much what he's good for right now. Awesome that over 80 people joined in this morning, by the way. I actually reported your video to YouTube. Just kidding. It's because you played the clip for a minute straight and you didn't freaking listen to me. Well, next time I will not take a bathroom break. Problem solved. Are you as disappointed? Very, very disappointed. And I remember the first couple of weeks of the season, I was like, I like this and all, but we're going to get burnt out. I was like, a 100 episode, a 100-day season, and you're going to be playing like it's day 100 on day one. I saw this coming. I did. So disappointing, Sapphire. Yes, gross. I have bodily functions. I'm sorry, y'all. Yes, I've started to feel it. I said this before, that they played the beginning like the end and the end like the beginning. Yeah. Like I said, I can officially say that I liked season 24 more than season 25. They just stopped doing the twist altogether. Like they had a couple of little things, but all this stuff about these returning players, and they stopped doing the different this is Scrambleverse week, this is Humillaverse week, this is Scaryverse week. So they had 4 universes, and after they were done with each of them, it's like, oh, even though we still have so many more weeks, we're just done with that twist. Are they going to try to cram all the stuff into the last week? The last 2 weeks? We're on day 87 at this point. What more can you do at this point? Did the writers give up, or did they just, that's all they wrote? Like we wrote 4 weeks worth of stuff for a 10-week season. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, good evening, Lin. It's so bored that season 24 was kind of lit because I watched back, not all of season 24, but I watched back the first 5 or 6 episodes of season 24 because I was preparing for an interview that I was supposed to have done, but it didn't happen, which I've mentioned to y'all before, but I don't want to keep reiterating that interview. But an interview that was supposed to happen, and I was like, wow, at the very beginning of the season, you know, everybody jumped on Taylor. Paloma did the self-eviction or whatever it was, you know, the mental health thing. So then the backstage boss twist didn't happen. And then Pooch goes out. And then right after Pooch goes out, everybody is thinking, oh, we're going to target Taylor. And then they form the leftovers. And right away, week 3, we get this big blindside on Amira. And that was a true blindside. Not like this season's version of a blindside where everybody and their mama knows what's happening. Like an actual true blindside. Where one side thought they had the votes, but then a secretly formed group that nobody knew about took out one of their top people. And that happened in week 3. I think the only somewhat of a blindside you could call it was probably the red vote. It wasn't like an exciting blindside, but it was a blindside nonetheless in a technical sense. Good evening, Deborah. This is definitely boring verse week. There weren't any writers. Good evening, everyone. Jackie's calling in from New York. Oh, you're from New York? Is this your first time on this live, Jackie? I have enjoyed our chats more than the actual show. That is always the case for me. If I hadn't found y'all, that is a compliment, though, Jordan. I appreciate that. That's funny. Would have been over week 3. My last hope is for Saria or Fee to win veto, but I don't want to get my hopes up. Me neither. So I'm just going to assume they don't win it. And if it happens, it'll be the most amazing surprise. Susie, I do not think I've seen your name here before. Are you new? Jag is so discussing. Sarie saved his butt by telling Matt to take him off the block. And that's the thanks he shows her. And Matt should let him know so that he can get off his high horse. Yeah, he doesn't realize that he's still there because of Sarie. Season 24 was frustrating to watch live, but easier. It was frustrating for the first month or so, but it was like about halfway through, people thoroughly enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Remember Paloma telling everyone that she was going to win and split the money. The backstage boss twist was so useless. Red's vote was the only one that wasn't, say it with me now, unanimous. This is my first time on a live, Mark. Oh, it is? Everybody give a wave for Susie. And where are you here from? I want mom to start making foods for these a-holes. Given the unrealistic hypothetical, if Saria and Felicia do win veto, is Bowie Jane going up? Yeah, she's going up. That's the one thing she can't cry her way out of. Hi, Susie. Welcome to the MRT fam. When I've gone to the Tamron Hall show, Tamron Hall is one of the best hosts of these daytime shows because she's so friendly and welcoming. She's like, welcome to the Tam fam. I know that's random, but I just thought of that because people are always like, MRT fam, MRT family. Thumbs up for Susie. Oh, you're also from New York. So we got 2 new people from New York today. New York is in the building. Speaking of New York being in the building, y'all need to watch House of Villains. House of Villains episode 3. I just watched it today, finally. Good episode. We had the crossover that I never thought that I would see. I can't believe that I'm really looking at Johnny Bananas and New York from I Love New York, who I watched both of them during the same timeline on completely different types of shows. And here I am 20 years later, practically, watching them both on the same show, beefing with each other. There's like a nostalgic part of my heart that was just fed by this House of Villains show. Even though I don't know a lot of the people on House of Villains, they're interesting enough. No, there's actually just less comments, to be honest with you. Yesterday, I started and I was behind like 20 to 30 comments before I even started reading comments. And it was like that for 45 minutes. So yesterday there was just a lot of comments. I didn't even have time to speak in between. It would be so nice when the veto competition is over if Matt wins and puts up Jag. I know that's supposed to say. Hi, Birdie. Oh, I missed Sapphire's comment. I mean, I read it, but I didn't put it up. The Paloma obsession was weird. We had the house flip when Turner decided to call out the bullies. We had Taylor's arc, Pooch self-evicting. Pooch got voted out. Dyer Fest. We had Mon Taylor. Yeah, a lot of things happened. This is my first time on the live. Give another hand. Give us another wave for Jacqueline. Give us a wave for Jacqueline. Welcome to the channel. I promise you, it's not always like this. When the show gives something interesting for me to talk about, I have more interesting show stuff, but a lot of people enjoy the chats, regardless of whether the week is exciting or not. And I think that you will too. Thanks for coming. He asked to be, yeah, I mean, I guess you could consider it that, but he volunteered thinking that Taylor was going to go. And then he went out the house with egg on his face. How could I forget that? Oh, that was so dumb. We got a special surprise coming for Zingbot. Zingbot as you've never seen him before. Matter of fact, she said Zingbot as you've never seen him before, right? I forget what season it was, but don't you remember there was a season where Zingbot was broken and was giving them compliments at first, and they had to fix Zingbot, and then Zingbot gave them the zings afterwards? That might have been the Kathy Griffin season. If I'm not mistaken. Season 16. But I know I always have my BB trivia people here to correct me if I'm wrong. Hi, IJ. But that's not the exact same thing, though, because yeah, so it's not an actual self-eviction. It was a stupid move, but it was not a self-eviction. Hi, people. Hi, Jacqueline. Yes, it was. So it's like it wasn't done in this exact way, but it was kind of done before. They were like, Zingbot is broken. And also, I feel that in this season, the acting of the house guests is very clear, if that makes sense to anybody. I know that there's production elements to every season and every show. That's just part of the show. But I feel like on this season, it's just really obvious. You know, all those, oh, we're going to flip the vote. We're going to flip the vote. Remember when they kept doing that in the beginning and they were never flipping the vote? at a certain point, we all had to realize production would call them to the diary room and probably ask them questions about flipping the vote. And then they were like, oh, let's just go through all these scenarios because it's Wednesday. Then we get to Thursday and it's like, oh, we tried. But now it's going unanimously the way that it was going to go in the first place. Hey, Holly. Yeah, they started to coin the term pooched. They were all laughing at that because they all wanted him to go home. And he thought that he was doing something for the team. Like, Pooch would have been great on this season. Pooch is a season 25 star. If I ever saw one. Pooch is a season 25 star. Why do you have to be nicknamed Pooch? That just sets himself up for mockery. That is baseball. What is he doing these days? I have no idea what Pooch is doing. Pooch and Jag would be besties. Pooch and Jag would be besties. Remember Pooch and Joseph at the beginning? Pooch and Joseph, that would be Jag and Pooch, definitely. Cuddling. Endlessly talking about game strategy. We're talking about more about last season than this season. I mean, I default to that at this point. Yeah, he was a coach. I don't know if he's still doing that. Is he still doing that? Matt, Jag, Pooch. They're probably really actually going to be friends after the show ends. Because we know the Big Brother fraternity gets together. They get together. Why would I know or care if he's still doing that? Hey, y'all brought him up. Oh, actually, I guess I did technically bring up Pooch, but not really to know what he's doing, just because I was saying there was more action. There was more interesting game action in the first 3 weeks of Big Brother 24 than there's been in this whole season. And I remember last year at this time, I was up all night. I would get off of here at 2 to 3 o'clock in the morning, fall asleep for 2 hours, wake right up, and turn those feeds right back on if they were not still on already. If I didn't fall asleep with them on, I briefly turned them off and then turned them right back on when I woke up. And I would get on here 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. No announcement, no thumbnail, no nothing. And I would have 150, 200 people on here. It's like right away. The season is not feeding me like that. So it's forced me to put in more effort to get y'all to come here with the thumbnails, the announcements, all that stuff. Because let's be real, there's been out of these 87 days, almost 88, probably about half of them I've come here with nothing interesting to talk about. The house guests are going to be partying until Christmas. Partying like it's 1999. Oh, Brittany and Michael. Yeah, that was... I remember I called them Marty and Wendy Bird at one point. Let's not forget that Michael has something to say. The funny thing about Michael is when you watch Michael on TV, he felt like a big personality to me for whatever reason. Just looking at him on the show, he felt like a really big personality. But when I saw him at the premiere party, he's very quiet. Very quiet. Jag has a niche group of followers out there. I'm almost positive the reason Jag jumped on Team Bowie is because she may be the only one who lose to him in jury. I feel like he would take out Matt. I do. I definitely feel that. I definitely feel that Jag would take the shot at Matt. I do. Pooch dogged himself so far that he was last seen in Chinatown. I don't know who Jonah or Mel is, so I can't answer that question. Oh, you're talking about I can't even think back that far if you're talking about Ozark. I barely remember what I ate for breakfast, let alone remembering the Ozark episodes. But I loved Ozark when it was on. Now my show is You. I think there's one more season coming of You, or was this season the last season? I can't even remember that. Yes. Goodbye You is going to be season 5 coming in 2024. Awesome. We still get one more season of You. I like Michael a lot. I hope they bring Michael back for some kind of all-star season or something. As toxic as it was, good TV. The bear snake, that was definitely good TV. I remember that fondly, like this was a part of my life or something, like something that happened to me. Because I watched. The reason I was so excited was not even because of the moment they hooked up. It was because of how long I had been watching. Because somebody called Big Brother live feeds like storm chasing. You know, a storm actually comes in really slow and then it does its damage really quick and then it's out of here. And you sat there and most of it was the waiting and talking about it. So I still remember that specific night where Monty Taylor, Alyssa, and Matt Turner were there. And we were just waiting. It's like, something looks like it might happen here. But we're just waiting and watching them have conversations, blah, blah, blah. Oh, Brittany was there also. You know, Brittany goes to bed first, and then Alyssa goes to bed. And then Turner is just staying up with them. 3 of them are up talking and chatting and whatever. And the time is just going, and it's like, do these people sleep? And they were up. In Eastern time, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. I think that I might have slept. I might have slept for like an hour. No, I didn't sleep. What am I saying? I didn't sleep that night. I watched all night, and then Turner goes to bed finally, like maybe an hour or 2 before their wake up time. Turner finally goes to bed. And then I remember taking a picture as a joke. I was like, oh, Monty and Taylor are about to hook up because they were in the HOH room alone. And he was like washing his face and getting ready for bed. She laid in the bed and they were speaking, and then she got in the bed. And then this is like a slow moving thing. Then she had her head on her shoulder, and you guys know the rest. And then I remember being one of the first channels to break the news. And the most action we saw on BB24 was the floaty. Sometimes I watch Storm Chasers, Read Timer. Why am I so late to this meeting? I don't know, but I'm docking your pay, Melanie. Lateness is not to be tolerated. Don't tell Mark or else you're late, or else he's going to put you in a timeout corner. That method only works for you, Ma. Slumber parties. Yes, I remember the first slumber party. Alyssa was the one curled up next to Monty. I remember waking up at 3 and chatting online, coming online and chatting with you guys until 5 a.m. It was crazy. I know, like what a time to be alive. It's so crazy to think how different everything was just 1 year ago. 1 year ago. 1 year ago, it didn't matter what time I got on, morning, noon, or night. Everybody was on here. Everybody was on here. There was 430 something people on my last night live. I have not cracked 100 yet on this channel, but I will. I think I have almost I think I have almost 800 subscribers. I built that up from almost nothing. 788. I built that up from almost nothing on August 1st. So we're about 200 to 300 a month. Michael just got married to his partner. I saw that, and he invited some of the BB24 house guests. I know that Amira was there. I know that Taylor was there. Joseph was there. Brittany, of course. I think that it might have just been them, if I'm not mistaken. I can't think of anyone else. Please don't put me in the timeout corner. I saw the boogeyman last time. You should stream at 3 a.m. I'm not awake at 3 a.m. anymore. Like I said, when I saw Turner at the premiere party, when I saw Turner and his fiance at the premiere party, I was like, Turner, I was like, you and Taylor and Monty basically ruined my sleep schedule in 2022 because I was sleeping on their schedule and they were going to sleep at 10 o'clock Eastern. So I'm sitting here all night. I'm like, I can't turn this off until they go to bed. And then they would go to bed at 10 Eastern, 11 Eastern sometimes. And then I would go to bed. And I would sleep from like 11 a.m. until 1 or 2 p.m., get back up because they were going to be up. They would sleep for 2 to 3 hours and get back up. I'm like, are they robots? That was the best night. That was my favorite Big Brother streaming night of all time. I don't see anything topping that. That whole movie-like thing where we watched from, I don't know, 10 p.m. or something to 2, 3 a.m. I'm looking at her to put together that thing. I'm not a sword. I'm not a shield. I am a sword. I am the victor, not the victim. And then she spills the whole glass on her shirt. I'm like, how is she going to get this thing together? And then when I saw her deliver it, I was like, wow, is this the same thing that we were watching her put together last night? Because, wow. Boo, you've gotten old. This is the thing, Sapphire. We went from watching Scrubs to watching ER. In that house, they were doing things for fun. They were playing pranks. They were doing things that were funny. This house, they're just melodramatic and just getting mad at everything. It's not fun. It's just tension all the time. Tension, 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 tension. And a lot of these people are young. You expect the older folks to be more serious. Like, come on. 3 a.m. is close to my wake up time. Do you wake up before I go to sleep? Oh, you're not finished with BB20. Whoa. Does somebody want to answer Melanie's question? I feel like I don't even want to answer that question for you. Were Taylor and Monty a thing in the house? They were kind of a fomance. They were the hottest fomance of all time. They were a fomance who couldn't keep their hands off of each other for like 2 to 3 weeks. Absolutely. For sure. Jared voice. For sure. Cerie's level of mental exhaustion is so hilarious to me for some reason, because she'll be in the room talking to somebody and she'll do that she'll do that fake laugh that sounds faker and faker every time she does it. She'll finish a whole game conversation with that person, and then they'll get out of the room and she's like, I hate you. Don't ever talk to me again. I can't wait till I don't have to see your face again. Leave me alone. What's wrong with these people? Like, she has to force herself. You know that feeling when you're at a job and you're at your wit's end with that job, and then you're like, okay, I'm quitting. Putting in my 2 weeks. You put in your 2 weeks, but you already hated the job before you put in the 2 weeks, and you're like, why am I giving this job 2 more weeks? That's the Cirie Fields look right now. Stress relieving sessions. It was a nightmare, and she got what she wants from him. You were under a rock for sure. I mean, it's not like I'm saying BB24 is the best season. I can think of a lot of seasons that I liked more than BB24, but it's just that since BB24 just happened last year, I like BB24 significantly more than BB25, but I loved BB23. BB23 is in my top, maybe one of my top 3 seasons. I love BB23. But obviously, part of that is game, and part of that is personally what it stood for me. And also, the BB23 cast is mostly friendly with each other. I've met a good 2/3 of the BB23 cast and 5 out of the 6 cookout members. And I liked all of them. I even liked Brent. Brent was cool at the premiere party. Didn't watch BB25 where Jared and Faux Sure thing. No, but For Sure was. Fast forward through the first 2 weeks, they're frustrating. I can't tell you off the top of my head which seasons I haven't seen, but I know that several of them were in the first half of Big Brother. I think I haven't seen season 3 and 4. I haven't seen season 7. I saw 11 and 12. I saw 13, 15, 16, 18. Actually, I think I've seen all but like 5 or 6 seasons at this point. I think there's like 5 or 6 seasons that I haven't seen. One of them was because I just had a hard time finishing the season, which was the KC season. It was so boring to me that I've never finished watching it. Nope. Wait, let me see who was on season 7 before I say no. Big Brother season 7. Oh, All Stars. Yeah. No, I saw season 7. Yes, I saw season 7. BB20 was boring to me. Oh, yeah. I think Casey is boring on Big Brother and on the challenge. Although I have warmed up to Casey has gotten like a little bit more interesting on the challenge in recent years. I'm not surprised you would think that. I am not surprised. That's modern Big Brother to me. I feel like there was the original Big Brother and then it switched kind of halfway through. And these more recent seasons have been a lot less interesting in terms of gameplay. And it's kind of like, I mean, I haven't seen a lot of Survivor seasons, but just based on how people describe earlier Survivor to me, it seems like that's what happened to Big Brother, where it was more simplistic before and the players had to be creative. And then they started to be like, oh, let's do all these different twists and add this element and change this thing and add this thing. Oh, yeah, this is going to make it real fun and exciting. And it doesn't play out that way. Like when they sit down at the table and put it down on paper, I think it was a lot more exciting than how it actually played out. I'm going to be here for another 12 minutes. Going to keep it at a solid hour for today. Even though we are technically into Saturday for me. Did I watch the Challenge USA? I absolutely did. Some people were complaining about it, but I thought it was a good season. The only thing that I did not like about the Challenge USA was that I felt that it was just unfair with the numbers. I didn't like this whole concept of let's bring all these Big Brother people, all these Survivor people, and then put these few 6 challengers, even though people were debating, oh, Josh is a challenger, Fessy's a challenger. I know they've been on the challenge multiple times. I get that. But they are part of the Big Brother fraternity. And the Survivor players that have been on the challenge are part of the Survivor fraternity. So ultimately, no matter whether they've been on the challenge or not, their first priority is to get rid of the MTV challengers. And we saw, well, I guess half of them made it through, which is pretty impressive, which would be Corey, Tori, and Bananas. How about Josh swearing on his grandfather's soul that he wasn't going to vote for Bananas to go in? I'm telling you, I don't believe them when they say it. I swear on my mama, my dad, my grandfather, my pet, my kid, my spouse. I don't care what they swear on. I'm not believing it. Thank you, Trina. Adding a bunch of crazy comps ruined BB. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. They definitely made it more gimmicky. Johnny Bananas threw a backdoor in. Oh, that was so funny. That was so funny when he was like, have you ever heard of a backdoor? Johnny Bananas has been on so many seasons of reality TV. He's just such a natural at it. And then the whole thing with the letter, I was thinking of making a live about it. It's just that I want to get back. Once Big Brother is done, I'm going to get back to my content reviews where I take notes, because it's easier to freestyle when I'm talking about Big Brother, because live feeds are just things that are constantly happening. But when I'm actually doing episode reviews of pre-produced episodes, I like to have notes so that I can give a real breakdown. That's why I haven't done my episode 2 or 3 House of Villains recaps. But in House of Villains, somebody wrote this anonymous note to Johnny Bananas saying, I forgot what it said. It said something like, "You think you have us fooled, we're coming for you." I don't remember what it said, but I think it was Bobby. Even though they didn't confirm that to us, I think they pretty much alluded to the fact that it was Bobby. So Johnny ended up winning the challenge that they did, which was this masquerade thing where they were wearing masks and they had to guess, they had to mingle and talk to everybody and then guess who was behind what mask. And the person with the most correct guesses wins. He won. So he gets to choose 3 people to go on. I'm calling it the block. I don't know what they call it on that show, but like I said, that show is the show is like Celebrity Big Brother, pretty much. They stole the format, but yeah, so he ended up blindsiding. And you know what? They mixed in some Big Brother elements, some challenge elements, and some Survivor elements. Because when you win your challenge on House of Villains, you get to select 2 people from the house to go with you for some luxury day or whatever, which is a Survivor thing that they took. Thanks for the info. I need to go watch it. Episodes 1 and 2 are on YouTube for anyone who wants to know. Yeah, I don't do that. I can't do that. I don't respect that. I can never stand Josh. Just banging on the pots and yelling in people's faces. "You can't touch me. You can't touch me." I mean, he's better than he is. He's better now than he was then, but I'm still tired of him. If you like Big Brother, I think you would mostly like House of Villains. I'm not saying it's a guarantee that you would like House of Villains, but I'm saying it's a similar format. Do all shows will be here? I will. I've said this before. Covering Big Brother is like covering like 5-6 shows. It takes the space and the mental energy and the time of covering 5 or 6 shows. Because if you think about it, if I'm just covering Survivor is on 1 day per week. So I sit down and I watch that one episode. I'm not going to make 7 days of Survivor recaps. I'm going to make 1, and that's it for the week. When I watch the challenge, the episode comes on, I make 1 recap, and then I'm done for the week. Big Brother, the episode comes on, but the feeds are rolling. I haven't gone a day without covering Big Brother yet this year. And now, because I'm on the East Coast, I have officially rolled into day 88. Crazy. I don't think I've ever done anything 88 days consecutively in a row besides this. The people next door to me are playing loud, annoying country music. LOL, Ma. I think the Survivor player is better on the challenge than the Big. Of course. The Survivor players are good on the challenge. And if y'all watched, I'm not going to tell you who won, but I'll just say 2 Survivor players took home the big prize on the challenge. And they were in a final that had 3 challengers in the final. Beat them. They beat them all. Big Bro in the challenge are my shows. I need to catch up. You will like House of Villains. I want you to watch House of Villains and come back and comment on my episode 1 recap and let me know if you enjoyed it. It's on YouTube. Episodes 1 and 2 are on YouTube on E Online. Just put it in YouTube, House of Villains full episode 1, and you'll find the entire episode on there. Stop laughing at my misery, Trisha. I hate country music. Josh thought his tears would make Bananas feel sorry for him. And then he had tears for Wes also. Y'all know Wes is my guy. Wes is my guy. You know what's so amazing about becoming a vlogger? Wes was always my favorite challenger. Well, not always, because I started watching the challenge before Wes was on the challenge. But from the time he started, he was my favorite challenger. And I watched him from whenever he started. I mean, I watched him from his Real World Austin season up until, I think, 2 years ago. And now I have interacted with him several times. And he's been on my channel twice. And I don't know, like, Challenge Wes. I mean, I know Challenge Wes, you know, via TV. But, like, Wes, the person, is a dope person in real life. I've thought of that before. I'm like, I technically could say, well, I was on both days because I have a live that was on this day to this day, but no, I don't count it. What I do count, obviously, is if I do a morning live and sometimes I don't get to a night live. I'm like, since I already did my morning one, you know, that counts. But I would not count one that just rolls into the next day. I want to have one that starts on the day and ends on the day. Or it doesn't have to end on the day, but it has to start on the day. Wes loves you, Mark. When I started watching the challenge from the beginning, the challenge was the first. Well, not the challenge, actually. Road Rules. Road Rules was the first reality competition show that I ever watched. And then when it was Real World versus Road Rules. And then it became the challenge. Yeah. Day one, A1, day one. They did Wes dirty on the challenge. He's my favorite too. He is my favorite too. I've said this story before, but I subscribed to his Patreon a couple of years ago. And most people would just be like, oh my God, I'm a fan. I love you. I've been watching you all these years. You know, I kind of said some of that stuff too, but there's like a DM feature on Patreon that I didn't even realize that if you're subscribed to somebody, you can send them DMs, and the people from the challenge tend to respond to the DMs, you know, pretty regularly. And I didn't know if he was going to or not, but I think he mentioned on one of his recap videos, like, hey, send me a DM, blah, blah, blah. So I said to him, I was like, Wes, I'm trying to start a reality TV recap page or whatever. And I said, could you give me some tips on what I need to be able to do that? And I'm thinking that Wes is going to be like, oh, I'm an entrepreneur, so I have all these different tips. Step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm thinking that he might give me at least some generic kind of business advice. But his advice to me was actually, the market that you're trying to break into is oversaturated. And it's difficult. And he was like, I want to just give you some expectations management. He said, if you're trying to do this to make a bunch of money, you need to kind of temper those expectations. But if you have a passion for it, by all means, do it. In 1999, when everyone thought the world was going to end, Y2K, I've been watching Road Rules, Real World since I was a kid. Then you would also like my Ayana interview. If you remember Ayana is iconic. Ayana is a legend and a dope person. What's up, AT2? Shout out to AT2. I left a comment on my community post the other day. I don't know if you saw it or not, but it was regarding like looking at your blueprint for the way that you engage with your members. Yeah, I loved the Challenge USA. I did not love the original Challenge USA that did not have any challengers on it and had all the other show cast on it. But the Challenge USA 2, loved it. No, I have not. Yeah, I have not gotten into the Amazing Race in 1999 when I didn't even exist. I remember her. I'll check them out. Actually, I have not uploaded that onto this page. Hold on a minute. It's on my other page. Okay. Oh, this actually got a decent amount of views after the fact. All right, so this is part 1 of that interview. I have to upload that onto this channel, but that's part 1 of that interview. Ayana versus Veronica on Semester at Sea was a classic. If y'all don't know, that was a classic. That was an absolute classic. Okay, so that's my link to part 1 and part 2. By the way, this is the first interview I ever did, so don't judge me. It was my first interview that I had ever did. Actually, I saw on Nelson's Instagram that he's in, I forgot where he is. He's in another country because he's doing some stem cell treatment on his ankle. Because they said that his medical options are ankle fusion or amputation. Because the surgeries that he's had have not been working and his bone hasn't been healing. So he's trying the last thing that he can do, which is the stem cell treatment. I hope that works out for him. It's a tough situation. It's a tough situation. Yeah, Trina, that was my original channel. My original channel was Music and Mental Health, which had nothing to do with reality TV. I could tell this story again because a lot of you were not on that channel. I made a channel that was specifically about my mental health journey and about music. I can't remember when I made that channel, maybe 2021. And then I happened to upload a video of Taylor eating Lay's potato chips last year. And this video got an absurd amount of views. I just recorded it with my phone while I was watching the live feeds. I'm like, she's always eating these chips. This is kind of funny. I recorded the little clip. I threw it on my page. I'm like, this one video has more views than several videos that I have made with the content that I really want people to watch. So I was like, let me lean into this Big Brother thing a little bit. Let me try to see if people will start watching. And it was wildly popular. I got 2,000 views, 2,000 plus subscribers in about 8 weeks. I got 1,000 subscribers in about 3 weeks. So that's how I started recovering these shows. I'm still new to this, really. I feel like I'm not new because you know how they say Big Brother days are way longer, feel way longer than, you know, regular days. I feel like Big Brother coverage feels way longer than covering any other show. Because think of the fact that, you know, I'm telling you guys, I'm doing sometimes 2 lives a day for the last 88 days, plus uploading stuff in between. I got my welcome to the Big Brother community moment last year, too. When the jailers tried to cook me, bro. The jailers tried to cook me. Just for saying that I didn't get a chance to interact with them much at Big D's birthday party. But anyways, I want to thank the skeleton crew who stayed on here. I want to thank the new people who this is the first time on my channel. This is our group. This is our community. I pretty much know a lot of the people on here. Let me drop my Discord again through this page. I met them on this page. They show up every day for me consistently. And I'm going to drop my Discord link. We've been having some poppin' Discord conversations, if I might say so myself, lately. Even though it took me a while to come around to using Discord. I kind of like Discord because it gives me the opportunity to just type people some quick messages when I don't feel like coming online. Because it's not all the time that I feel like coming online for everything. Sometimes I'm just chilling. I ate your Greek salad. You know, I actually kind of want to pull up. I kind of want to pull up a footage of that. Switch account. No. I'm trying to post my Discord link. It's not letting me. Okay. For real crew. LOLD. My first live, but I've been commenting on your posts. I really enjoy your channel. Thank you so much, Trina. I really appreciate you being here. Me, Lisa, Holly, and Holly. I would say I would credit Lisa and Holly more than yourself, because you actually said that I would never get 100 members and were hating on my Discord, as a matter of fact. But I will credit you for being one of the first. I'll give you that. You're a pioneer to an extent. That's my Discord link. I just wanted to see if I could find something really quick. Give me a second to see if I can find this. I'm still here. Ooh, this was wrap up night. No, credit me for encouragement. I enjoy Ma's commentary and the jokes. Mark isn't here. I enjoy providing commentary. Yeah, it's always when I jump on live that I'm not able to find the things that I want to find. Because I bet you as soon as I hop off here, I would be able to find what I'm looking for. I'll be able to find what I'm looking for right away. Anyways, I'm sorry for that 5-minute rabbit hole waste of time. But I'm not going to find it. So I'm not going to find it now. If I find it, I'll put it on my community post. And thank you all for joining me for this Friday night water cooler. I have to say the banter between you and Mark is what kept me coming back. And of course, Mark's voice. I will credit you for the second comment, but the first comment, please do not give Ma that much credit. I'm just joking, by the way. It might sound like I don't like Ma, but it's a friendly rivalry. It's a friendly rivalry. I have to stay on my toes when Ma is on the lives. And thank you all for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. And does our rivalry entertain you? Agreed. We will speak again today, later today. Have a great night.
So you literally were one of my very first followers. And then when you followed me and I, followed back, I was like, this dude is cool. Like,
if they say talk to your manager, you just say, you know what, talk to the hand. You don't need to be on my podcast. But yeah, dude. Yeah, you do a great job.
Thank you. I always get a kick out of talking with you on Patreon. You have a really good, view on it.
That wasn't planned.
You know what? But I like this Canadian.
Well, thank you.